Hi,
Hi,
welcome.
thanks.
How are you doing today?
Pretty well. How are you?
Good, thanks for asking.
You're welcome.
So, I'm going to start off by telling you I'm Abigail for Berkmos, but you can feel free to call me Abbie.
Okay.
I'm the lead social worker here at the Big Rapids Rehabilitation Center. I studied at Ferris State University and got my bachelor's in social work, and I specialize in working with people with alcohol and drug abuse problems. Do you have any questions at all about my degree or my line of work at all?
So you deal with strictly just cases kind of like my situation? Like, is it strictly like just drinking and other types of abuse, or is it more like younger people too, or like how does that exactly work?
I work with all types of people, but my main focus is people who are struggling with alcohol and drug abuse problems, so I do have a lot of experience in that area.
Okay, so different ages though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, would you like to tell me a little bit about yourself, what you prefer to be called?
Well, Amber is fine. Just plain first name. So, I am the oldest of 3 children, and um, yeah, I don't really have anything significant. Well, actually, I go to Ferris State, so that's pretty ironic that we went to the same college.
Yeah, how neat.
Yeah, I wonder if some of the same teachers are still there. I don't know, but that's beside the point. Anyway, I work 2 jobs. Other than that, I just like to have fun with friends, and I like to spend my money. But yeah.
Well, sounds like you're staying pretty busy. Okay, well, today we're going to start off with just getting you familiar with the facility, some of our policies we have here, also letting you know what your role as a client will be, as well as my role as a social worker, and what to expect from this meeting and meetings so forth on. So from our initial evaluation that we had over the phone, it seems like you're coming in because you want to work on some alcohol problems and get to the bottom of that and some steps that we can take to move forward, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. We'll start off, I'll tell you about some of our policies we have here. We have one of which is our confidentiality policy, and that states that whatever you say to me and I say to you will stay in here unless there's the potential that you're going to harm yourself or someone else, and that's where I would have to report it. But other than that, as long as it's a safe environment, everything's going to stay between you and I. Okay?
Okay.
Also, we have an attendance policy here, so try not to be late and try not to just skip your meetings without notifying us. We like to be notified within 24 hours of your meeting. If that doesn't happen, there's a potential for your insurance not covering it, or you might have a copay, or we might not be able to schedule future interviews. So, do you have any questions about that so far?
Well, are there like special pardons for special occasions with that attendance policy?
Yeah, as long as you call and you just notify us about it.
Because my car has been acting a little weird lately, so I'm just worried about the potential, I don't know, situation of it not starting or stopping on the way here. So in that case, would I be, I don't know, would I get in trouble for that too?
No, and we also do have bus passes that we can give you in the case that that did happen, just to ensure that like you can get here safely.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, so we can set that up later though.
Okay, cool.
So also, right now your insurance is covering you to have 8 weeks of sessions with 1 per week. At the end of that, if you need more, you can feel free to contact your insurance and maybe we can work out getting more, or we can figure out other resources that will be available to you, okay?
Okay.
So here's our booklet with our policies, and you can take that with you and sign it and bring it back to your next meeting, okay?
Okay.
Would you like to just let me know like what you understand about them?
Like about the policies?
Yeah, just to make sure you have them down.
Do I have to recite them back to you?
No, just like generally, if you understand. It's alright.
Oh, Well, yes, I do understand. I thought you were giving me a pop quiz. I'm sorry. I was confused for a second. Okay. So, do our sessions get recorded?
No, they do not. Just, like I said, whatever is said in here between you and I stays in here, unless you wanted to bring in another member of like your family or another person, then they can be involved, or a circumstance like that. But other than that, no.
Okay. Do you have a pen just so I could maybe jot down some notes? I might actually have one in my purse over here, so I have one.
Okay, great. And then you can just sign that when you go home and read over it, and then we'll bring that back next week.
Okay,
Okay?
I'm just writing down some notes here if you
Okay,
don't mind.
great. Nope, that's fine. So, how about we get into what brought you here today? Would you like to talk about like what brought you here in today? What?
Well, so lately I've been going out with friends more, and my mom's not too excited about it. She thinks I've been doing it too much and getting, she said, out of control, but I don't think it's at that point. But, okay, maybe it's at that point.
So do you feel
But,
like she has any reason to believe that it's getting out of hand?
well, yeah. There was one night when, it's kind of embarrassing, but I was at a party with some friends, and it was just a Saturday night, so what else am I going to do on a Saturday night? I'm in college. And my mom wasn't excited about the fact that I had to call her at 4 in the morning because I had an accident at a frat house, and so that didn't make her very happy, and she got a little worried. So she and my dad sat me down and gave me an intervention, and now I'm trying to make steps to make my mom happy and maybe get myself better.
Okay. So, well, it's a good thing that you're working with them and coming in to see us today, so that's good. It's showing that you're motivated to change and work on things. Is this affecting any other parts of your life other than just like family?
Well, yes, mostly because sometimes I feel sick in the afternoons. Like, sometimes when I wake up, I'm okay because I have my coffee, but then, I don't know, towards the end of the day, I just start to feel, like, ill. So it's like physical health and kind of mental health too, because, well, if I'm feeling sick, I can't really think. So then my schoolwork isn't as easy as it used to be, and it doesn't really get done a lot of times.
Okay.
So that too. Social life is okay though, kind of. All my friends do is party though.
So it sounds like you're kind of caught up in between living your college life and going out and having fun, and then also staying responsible and getting things done without ruining your social life.
Yeah, it's really hard because a lot of times I just want to hang out with my friends, so that's what I do. And then before I know it, I've already had a couple of drinks and can't structure a sentence to save my life, or, I'm too tired and I fall asleep. Yeah, just basically anything productive doesn't happen.
Okay. Has there been any incidents involving like authorities that have become an issue involving the alcohol use?
Um, it hasn't gotten to that point, but there was a situation where it could have happened, but because of my place of work, I was able to just be familiar with the officer, and he just told me to go home, and he talked to my dad, and basically let me go home to them.
Okay, I understand. How much alcohol would you say you consume, say, in a week or per day?
Um, it depends on the week because sometimes I only work like a couple days out of the week, so then that's a lot of weekend days, I guess you could call them, because everybody's out drinking like they do on the weekends. So, um, maybe on average I drink like 5 or 6 days a week, and usually I'm set with a fifth. That's what I had the night my mom had to pick me up. Sometimes more, but
Okay. Do you see that as a lot of?
not anymore.
Okay.
No, it it's kind of like juice or water. It goes down a lot easier than it used to, I guess.
So it's progressed a lot since
Yeah.
prior. What was your life like before alcohol was an issue?
Um, Honestly, school was before anything, like even my friends and sometimes even my family. Like I would lock myself in my room and say like, "Oh, I'm not gonna have dinner until I finish this paper or other assignment." And now it's just my needs are more important to me.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's what kind of flip-flopped, but I'm not really sure.
So it'd be good for us to work on finding a healthy balance between your social life and like still getting work done, having time with family, and like respecting your health.
I could say that, yes.
Okay. Well, that's progress. That's good. Can you tell me what you imagine your life would be like after you overcome this obstacle?
Um, I'd like to look back on it and just kind of remind myself, like, in the position I'm in right now, because before I had never done poorly in a class and now I am, so it's a little bit of a slap in the face. So I guess that is another reason why I did decide to come here and, work on my problems. But also, like, I feel like maybe I could even do better than how I was before, and just be more motivated to just do well in school and advancing.
Well, it sounds like you're very hardworking as well, and you're motivated to get back to where you used to be and even go beyond that and become a really good person. So that's some good steps that we can work on. I think we should make some goals right now
Okay.
to start with. Can you think of like a first goal that would maybe be one of our main priorities?
Um, hmm. Could you like give me an idea?
Perhaps like your health and safety being one of the first goals we work on.
So like just working on not, I guess just not drinking as much.
Yeah, or
Would that
maybe
be the
instead
first
of
one?
using it as like your only social activity, trying to find other resources that you can do, other things you can do with friends.
Okay.
Yeah, can you think of any other things you might want as goals? That's a very good one to start with.
Um, Maybe like changing my comfort zone with my friends, like as in I don't know, trying like bowling or movie nights or something.
Yeah,
Just more
changing your environment that
healthy.
you're in.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. Do you think that the environments you've been in the past with your friends can trigger your urge to drink?
Sometimes it depends who is in the room with us because there are those friends that are a little more loud and fun to drink with, and so when they're around, we get excited and, that's like what we want to do because that's what we know is fun with that person, and then, I don't know, but, yes, like, one of my friends' houses, like, you can't go there and just not drink. It just doesn't happen, so probably won't be going there very much, so.
So maybe working on some of the people you're around, the environments you're in when you're with them, to help you stay safe and know that it's okay not to drink. Yeah. Okay, great. Well, what about a third one that we could work on?
Um, maybe just, like, more support, like getting the same kind of support that I am getting here, like, after, like, maybe with, like, I don't know, better friends and, other, like, types of programs or something, kind of like what you mentioned in the beginning of our session.
Finding some other resources as
if we
well.
need that. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, and also support's a huge thing with overcoming alcoholism or any type of substance abuse. Family support, it seems like you already have a strong family support going, just that they've motivated you in coming in here today. So that's really good, and that's something we can build on. Have you had any events happen in the past that have triggered your drinking at all that you can see or associate with?
Well, I mentioned that, I mentioned that the cop talked to my dad. Well, that's because my dad, he's kind of familiar with the cops, but, so, like, he worked for the city, but then he got laid off, and, so that changed my family a lot, and I don't know, things were really hard, and it wasn't as easy to, like, be comfortable at home. So, a lot of times that's why I just leave, and I go and hang out with friends, so that way, like, I know that I'm enjoying myself instead of staying home and hearing, like, about how, he doesn't have his paycheck anymore, and I don't know, I just don't like to deal with, like, the changes that have been happening.
Okay. Sounds like it's pretty hard right now, hearing all the stress your family's going through, and also trying to just be your age and be in college and enjoy yourself and have fun, while also when you go home you can see your family struggling. Okay, well, we can definitely work on some like coping skills and even resources that potentially your family can use later on in meetings if you'd want. We can bring family members in and we can work on that. So there's definitely some things we can work on.
So there's a possibility of me bringing my parents in so we could kind of talk it through how, like, it could, like, I could get better if, like, we could figure something out, like, all together, like, financially even, too.
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely resources that we can look up and find for you, and not only just you for the alcohol, but also for your family, to make it a safer environment for everyone. So, yeah, and then if you ever wanted them to come into meetings, that's definitely an option.
Okay.
So, yeah, absolutely. But what you're going through is completely normal. It happens a lot when people get into stressful family situations. Alcohol and drug abuse is very common for people to turn to. And it's overcome. It's going to be a long road, and there's going to be a lot of support there and goals, but it'll work.
Well, I'm pretty, excited is a little too peppy for me, but I guess I'm a little motivated.
Okay. So the goal we could work on today and start for like the next meeting checking up on is the decreasing how much alcohol you're drinking. So, for example, if you're saying you're drinking about 5 to 6 nights a week, what do you think would be a realistic amount for you to cut back on in this next week?
Maybe I can, let's see, I can try and just shoot for like 3 or 4 because, I don't know, my friends were kind of talking about couple days this week. Some things are going on, so I don't know.
I think even cutting back 1 day or 2 days would be really good progress so far for
Okay.
just the start. So if you want, you can have, like, write down on a piece of paper the nights you go out and the nights you don't, and just track your progress with that. That would be really helpful so you can see, where you're working, and if you do slip up, like, that's okay as well. It's just another thing, like, we'll continue to work on. It's still the beginning process right now, so we have a lot of things to continue building upon to get you all the way over this. Okay? So right now we're just going to have a goal of that. Also, I have some alternative resources that I want you to call and look into. I have, like, an AA outside of support, maybe a group if you were interested, or a mentor would be really helpful, and it can be something that can be continued after our meetings are finished. Okay, so here's a card with that information on there. Do you have any questions so far for me at all over this meeting?
I did have a question about keeping track of the alcohol consumption. I was just wondering, do you think that if I kept like a little mini journal, like just writing down, I drank this on this day and during this week, and keeping track of them like per week, do you think that would be productive, or like do you think that that could maybe make it worse if like what if I did not meet my goal? Like, do you think that that would unmotivate me?
Well, definitely right now, because we're in the beginning phase, um, it's okay and normal for you to slip up and not be able to completely reach your goal, and that's normal. You just have to look at it in a positive manner, like that's just more for you to work towards, and let that be your motivation to continue working and work hard.
Okay, so our goals are always like, up for being revised, right?
Absolutely. It's just going to depend on your progress, what we talk about. Everything's able to be changed.
Okay.
And work towards getting you the best help you need.
Okay. That's all I need.
So for now, for setting up the next meeting, what we'll do is this week, since we got into a little bit about it, next week we can go more in depth, talk about more resources, maybe work on that second goal, or see how your first goal is progressing. You can schedule your second meeting out front, and out at the desk they can help you. Is there anything you would need, like child care, bus passes? I know you already mentioned your car issue, so we can do that. Like a ride or groceries. I can look up some more resources for your family.
Maybe some kind of counseling just to deal with the changes. Like my whole family, would we be able to do that together?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
We can definitely set up meetings with them.
Because communication could help a little.
Definitely.
We could use some change, I mean.
Just working on that support system will help. Yeah. Well, we had a great meeting today. It was really nice meeting you, and I will be looking forward to seeing you next week. And I also have a business card here for you, which has my contact information if you need it. Has my personal contact information as well as our office. So like I said before, if you do need to cancel or you're going to be late, just try and call us and notify us so that we can reschedule or make revisions to that, okay?
Okay.
So there's that for you to keep. And then you can, like I said, you can go out front and schedule your next meeting, and I will be looking forward to seeing you then.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yep, nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too. Thanks.